Wait.
Priscilla.
Oh, no!
Yes? Flash?
What do
No!
you call
A three-humped camel! Pregnant! Okay, great, we got it! Please,
humped?
Walt Disney Animation Studios initially announced a Zootopia short-form series coming to Disney Plus on Investors' Day in 2020. At D23 Expo this year, Disney gave fans more information about the long-awaited show. And whilst fans are very excited for the long-awaited 6-part series, we can't help but still want a Zootopia feature film sequel. Released in 2016, Zootopia soon became one of Disney's biggest animated hits, not only grossing $1 billion at the worldwide box office, but also taking the Oscar for Best Animated Feature, with high praises from critics and fans alike. And while we don't currently have many details from Disney about the second film in the franchise, that doesn't stop us from speculating as to where the House of Mouse could take Zootopia to. And that's where we list makers come in. So today, we're going to be counting down 5 pitches for Zootopia 2. Before we jump into the video, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon to be kept up to date with all our latest content. Now, let's get to the video. At number 5, the plot. Because Zootopia didn't particularly end on a cliffhanger, the possibilities for Disney are endless with taking the story forward. Ginnifer Goodwin, who plays Judy Hopps, previously told Cinema Blend that she'd like to see Nick have to be the one to convince Judy the world is worth fighting for. So it would be interesting to see the roles reversed between the two main characters in some way compared to the first film. But ultimately, we want to see the cop duo back on the streets of Zootropolis, kicking bad guys' butts. It would also be interesting to see Disney touch on the social and political aspects of the real world that have happened since 2016 in a positive light. Coming in at number 4. More pop culture references. As I'm sure we can all agree, Zootopia is an all-around brilliant film and fun for all the family. But what takes it to the next level is the amount of Easter eggs and pop culture references throughout, that we can pretty much guarantee will go straight over kids' heads, but make it a comedic watch and more enjoyable for adults. Some of our favorite pop culture references include the scene with Doug's lab, which shows the sheep brewing a serum to be used against the predators of the town alongside his partners Walter and Jesse, a couple of names that may sound familiar to adult fans of the hit Netflix series Breaking Bad. We also can't forget the iconic character, Mr. Pig. The Arctic Shrew runs the criminal underworld of Tundra Town and references the iconic 1972 movie, The Godfather. Again, whilst this wouldn't necessarily mean much to the younger audience, it definitely gives the adult viewers a laugh. What pop culture references would you want to see in Zootopia 2? Let us know in the comments below. At number 3. Exploring new areas of Zootopia. The city of Zootopia is incredibly complex and visually stunning alike, with such creative attention to detail. One district within the city we'd love to see explored in Zootopia 2 is the Nocturnal Cave District. It would be awesome to delve deep underneath the city into a world that has little to no light compared to the world above. This district could be the main habitat of creatures like moles, rats, and bats. This would be a great way for Disney to also introduce new characters, and given the setting we'd expect from the Nocturnal Cave District, we can imagine some pretty cool bad guys to come from the shadows down below. Coming in at number 2. New characters. There's a lot to love about Zootopia, and one of the main things that stand out is the wide diversity of characters and what they bring to the world and story. The diverse animated cast brings everything from huge buffaloes to tiny fennec foxes to the big screen, all with their own unique personalities, making them memorable for the audience. While we want to see characters return to keep the identity of the first movie, new characters are also needed to complement them and take the show forward. However, even with the strong, small supporting characters such as Flash the Sloth, the filmmakers need to hit the nail on the head to keep the same pace and comedic element up throughout everyone we see on screen. If Zootopia 2 was set to follow Nick and Judy in the police force, it would allow for new characters to be introduced, such as suspects, witnesses, and victims, adding more to the metropolis as a whole. It would also be great to further explore the family and friends of existing characters. According to Disney, the only mammals that do not appear in Zootopia at all are primates, domesticated dogs, and cats, and not forget marine mammals such as whales and dolphins. So it would be interesting for Disney to introduce some of these animals to the franchise. What new characters and animals do you want to see in Zootopia 2? Let us know in the comments below. And at our number 1 spot, the backstory of Nick Wilde's family. In Zootopia, we see a flashback scene to a young Nick and his mum. And that's the only time we do see her in the movie, so of course, fans are wanting questions answered as to what happened to Nick's family and what they're up to now. Nick's mom appears to be kind from what we see in the short flashback, but she has a huge lack of characterization. I mean, we don't even know her name. So we're hoping for Disney to do a character dive on Mrs. Wilde and Nick's upbringing. Nick also appears to be the only child from what we saw in Zootopia, so we'd be interested to see Disney explore this further. Does Nick have a long-lost sibling that could appear in the second movie? Perhaps an evil twin. But for now, we will just have to wait for more announcements from Disney about Zootopia 2. And of course, we can't wait to dive back into the world of Zootropolis and the upcoming Disney Plus short series hitting the streaming service on November 9th, 2022. And while we wait, leave a comment below and let us know what you want to see in Zootopia 2. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more awesome content, and thanks for watching.